Hello, wonderful people. How you guys doing today? I'm glad to be in your midst once again. Okay, so there's a latest report we are getting from the Ooni of Ife's palace right now, and I think now I understand why. Since the Ooni of Ife came back from Dubai, he has been a bit quiet. Though we heard at a time that he wasn't feeling too well, he was not even eating well up until the time that the Deji of Akure was allegedly able to broker the conversation he had with Queen Naomi, and he became very happy once again. But even after that, if you recall, news have been in the social media of the GC ruling house now being in charge of most of the challenges in the palace, doing this, doing that. They have been everywhere. Somebody like me have been wondering that Ooni of Ife that used to be in charge of most things, what happened that he has left everything in the hands of the GC ruling house. Now we can understand why, because he needed time, to concentrate on the major celebrity that is right now unfolding at the palace. And this brings me to this announcement that I'm going to give you, the happy news that finally Ooni of Ife is strong enough now. And as we speak, they said he's arriving Ile in Mole as he begins his 7-day seclusion, marking the commencement of the very, very popular Olojo annual festival. Okay, now, for those of you who may not know much about this festival, it's actually celebrated every year between 26th of September to 30th. Okay, and it normally happens at the Unis Palace. And what we have to say right now is that it's usually a beehive of celebration as the kingdom welcome Yoruba people worldwide and visitors alike to the ancestral home of Ile-Ife. Don't forget that whenever this festivity is taking place, it's always like, the whole of Ile-Ife is always on a shutdown. And we all understand that the Yorubas worldwide use the opportunity to come back home to embrace their cultural ethos, to embrace their customs and tradition, and to just feel the spirituality that the Ilefe is known for. Okay? So it's a yearly festival of dawn and birth of the crown. Ade Aire, the crown of all crowns. Okay, this is the real crown we are talking about here now, not the one that Queen Ashley talked about. Okay, this is the real crown, the crown of all crowns. Okay, and we are told that it is the celebration of the crown that gave birth to all crowns all over the world, with all the colors of the rainbows. It is called the spectrum of rainbow crown. The crown does everything humans does. It is a very spiritual crown, very very sacred. Okay, this is the biggest festival in Ilefe, and it is a spectacle to behold, because it is that period they showcase the revered institution of kinship in Ilefe. It marks the anniversary of the creation of the world to Yoruba cosmology, and commemorates the first king of Ile-Ife, that is the great Oduduwa. Okay, I'm sure but most of you hearing the sound of my voice will have heard of this Olojo festival in the time past. Yes, this, I repeat, is the greatest and the biggest ever festivity in the whole of Yoruba land. And like I said before, Yorubas worldwide, including those in diaspora, and their friends, is a time for them to come back home and embrace their spirituality. Okay, and it's usually a beehive of activities, very colorful, very enjoyable, very, the atmosphere, completely convivial. It is about the best time you can be in a Ife. Okay, and it's a time that everybody embraces visitors, make them happy, and it's just a time for peace. You can imagine what the Oni will be experiencing right now is a time for real happiness, tranquility, and everything. So I'm happy that this is happening at this time because there's no better time for it to come than now because you recall that the Oni has gone through so much of recent, and there has been a lot of predictions, some of them being very negative about the kingdom, blah blah blah. But I think with the coming in, with the commencement of this festival, which is going to last for some days, starting with the 7 day seclusion of the Ooni of Ife, I think this is a time for him to celebrate his spirituality. It's a time for him to talk to his gods. There are so many gods in Ileife. This is a time for him to reconnect with them and possibly, reconnect with them. Talk to them, pray to them, and whatever it is he has done, ask for forgiveness from them and pray that they come and help him to create peace in his kingdom. I think the Gise family are also very happy because they want him to concentrate in this festivity because I think that is the reason why you see for some days now they've taken charge of the activities in the palace so as to free the Unif, time and time to do what he's supposed to do, carry out all the activities that will usher in this celebration from beginning to the end. Okay, like I said before, this is the biggest festival in Ileife, and it's usually a spectacle to behold because it's used to showcase the revered institution of kinship in Ileife. Okay, I said it marks the anniversary of the creation of the world according to Yoruba cosmology and commemorates the first king of Ileife, being the Oduduwa himself. Okay, it's an event that showcases the rich cultural ethos, the customs, the tradition of the Yorubas. Above all, it is a time to celebrate the vibrancy of Ife cultural calendar. Okay, like I said before, you see, when this period comes, it is usually with so much pomp and pageantry. That is where you see the Oni, in his full majesty. And a lot of the Oloris, this is also a time for them to carry out their royal duties, you know. And I'm thinking that the Oni of Ife is going to use this opportunity to also embrace peace among maybe with Queen Naomi. I'm sure he's going to talk to his gods. He's going to talk to the fire priest. He's going to commune with his fathers, so that whatever it is that is making him always have problem with Queen Naomi, they should be able to guide him aright. This is what I'm hoping that the Ooni of Ife is going to use this period to do when he's in that seclusion, that 7 day seclusion. Okay, so I believe that this time is offering him an opportunity to amend all the wrongs that he has ever had with Queen Naomi. I believe by the time he comes out of that seclusion, we are going to hear new stories. It's going to be a rebranded Oni of Ife. So I want to use the opportunity uh, to wish the people of Ileife well, that this year's celebration should go on well without troubles. Pray that the kingdom of Ileife will continue to remain strong. We pray that by the time the Union of Ife is back from that 7 day seclusion, it will be for good and especially for the peace of the kingdom. So we are expecting more activities to commence, and by from time to time, hopefully, we should be able to bring you some of these stories emanating from the festival itself. So this is what we are hearing, and as I speak to you now, celebration has already begun. The Ooni of Ife has gone into the 7 day seclusion, and from now on, precisely from 26th, we are going to be seeing the festivity proper taking place. It's so colorful. So I implore you to stay tuned and for more of these stories. Thank you so much for listening to us. And I believe as the stories unfold, we'll bring them to your doorstep. Thank you so much once again for being here for us. Thank you for liking and sharing our videos. Thank you most importantly for also subscribing. God bless you. Bye bye.